Hey all, welcome back to this week's tutorial. Hope you had a lovely first week back of school. Before we get started, let's have a look at the best work.
Now is my time to shine. When your time comes, don't postpone it. When others doubting out, you don't condone it. Truth be told, yourself is your toughest opponent. When your moment comes, grab hold and own it. Never let go, stand tall and hold tight. Overcoming obstacles is the objective in life. Doubters all the night, and unto them you shine bright.
Fantastic work as always. I look forward to seeing this week's work. Now, today's YouTube tutorial is following on from what we did last week on Michael Craig Martin. This time though, instead of just drawing a single object, we're going to be looking at drawing a range of different objects and actually compose them as a still life. Now, I know traditionally we think of a still life as something like this. Well, and in fact, we're going to be looking at how Michael Craig Martin does his, and which looks more like this. So let's get started. Right then, so with this still life, it's going to be a combination of different objects. You can choose whatever you want. I'm going to choose, because it's in a theme of kind of lockdown, and the objects that I'm actually using quite frequently are some of my tools. So here are the objects that I'm planning to draw. So I've got my drill that I use quite frequently, pair of scissors, I've got a hammer, I've got tape measure, screwdriver, pair of pliers, I have my tri-square, and I have one of my saws that I frequently use. Also, of course, a square nail. So I've selected 10 objects, because I think that's quite a good number, and gives you the ability to fill up your page quite well. Now, before we get started, as I always do, just quickly talk about the materials. Today I'm just going to use a basic pencil, normal pencil just to draw with, and then I'm going to need a rubber for this one, and my sharpener. I'll also be using a fine liner, just a normal barrel fine liner. And then I'll also be using, like I did in my last video, because I want it nice and colourful near the ends, I'm going to use my colourful pro markers. Right then, so just remember, with Michael Craig Martin's work, it's simplified. You don't have to draw it as detailed as they are in real life, and you can draw them anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a basic object first, and then I will speed up the video so you don't have to sit there watching me draw on all 10 of the objects, because it will take ages. So here we go then. So let's choose, I'm going to go for my hammer. So this is what I'm going to draw first. Now remember, I've got to think about my composition where I'm going to put everything on the page. So I'm going to put my hammer here, okay? And it's going to be on the front of the object, so it'll be one of the top pictures. So looking at this hammer, and remember it's only a simplified version. So I've got my claw part that comes over like this, and down, and it's up. Now I've got the curve, and then the other curve that joins over, and then the hammer end that looks like that, and then it goes down into what looks like a ring, and then you have the handle. It's down. I probably need to put in a slight 3D kind of arc for the hammerhead there. Bring this down for the handle, and then tapers out at the end, or curves out, as you would say. And there we have our first object, okay? So, and it's as simple as that. Don't want to go too crazy, as too detailed, nice and neat. Now, what I'm going to do is speed up the video so you can watch me build up using all my other objects. All right, here we go. Okay, so now that I've drawn everything I wanted, now what I want to do is I want to go over all the lines with my fine liner. Here we go. Okay, so now that I've gone over my fine liner, I'm going to go over with my rubber and just clean up my image so I haven't got all those pencil marks, because if you start colouring in with your pen over the top, you'll find that you can't get those pencil lines off afterwards, and you do want a nice crisp picture. Obviously, be careful. I don't know if you can see that, but I smudged a little bit. I hadn't let the pen dry completely. So I'll take that all off. Okay, now once you've actually done this, you can then start going over with the, oh, I missed that bit, come back to that. You can go over with your pens and slowly start building up the image. Remember, it's bright and bold colours. And looking at Michael Craig Martin's work, he doesn't actually use necessarily realistic colours of what the actual objects are. He uses very bright, bold colours, primary and secondary. So let's take that off. Right, so it should look something like that, which looks a lot neater. Okay, and I'm just going to add that little bit in that I missed. Okay, so to give you an example, here's my hammer. Now, I don't really want to make this just grey, okay? Grey and black, because it's boring. We want to make it nice and bright and vibrant. So what I might decide is the actual hammer handle. I'm going to go for maybe an orange. So I'm going to make the handle orange. And then I'm going to use a light blue for the shaft of the hammer, and maybe a darker blue for the top. Okay, so let's see how that comes out. So if I show you just on this first one, so let's colour this part here. Actually, I'll probably use my fatter end, so it's a little bit easier for me, covers a little bit more and quicker. Don't worry if it doesn't come out super perfect, but hopefully it should come out quite nice and neatly. Oh look, made a mistake already. Pushed a bit too low. Never mind. Right, we've got that bit. And then I'm going to use the light blue for the shaft. And then I'm going to use the darker blue, or the bright blue, for the actual hammer itself. Okay, and I have something that looks like that. All right, so I'm going to speed up the video again, and you're going to watch how this comes out. And there we have it, all finished. Hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to your submissions. Don't worry if you make a mistake like I did. Okay, it happens. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just enjoy yourself. I look forward to seeing your submissions. See you next week.